One will offer a form of salvation that addresses the immediate symptoms of humanity's suffering and promises to preserve a degree of comfort and security within a familiar system, where people are divided by the old world perspectives of good and evil, rich and poor, strong and weak. This voice will speak to people's fears and to their desires to protect and preserve the self. And the other voice, which will probably be much quieter and coming from within, will offer humanity salvation from the source of its suffering. This it will do by gently beckoning all those who are willing to surrender their concepts of self and the world. We will be asked to relinquish our beliefs of what is right and wrong, possible or not, and thereby free ourselves of all knowing, along with all desires and ambitions, so that we may become empty cups fit to receive the grace and light of truth. And this voice, rather than speaking to our fears, will speak to our courage, inviting all those with the love and wisdom to see where the familiar path of fear and self-service leads, to take a courageous step down the untrodden path of self-surrender into an unknown reality where everything, through its process of purification and the divine light, has come to a perpetual awareness of its oneness with all. And thus, within this new reality, with its adjusted laws and perspectives, the quest for truth will continue. So how might the return affect our reality and allow for humanity's deliverance? Again, as unenlightened beings, it is impossible for us to know exactly how, what, or when things will unfold in the coming months and years prior to the return. However, with humble thanks to the dedicated work of other seekers and sages, we can offer an educated example of what sort of events could occur, leading to a deliverance event for humanity. As mentioned previously, it is always darkest before the dawn, and thus we can see and expect increasingly intense events on Earth as our planet moves from the outer regions of the higher vibrational Christed field into the full light of its inner core. As our planet continues its journey, the higher vibrations pour into the subtle energy fields of our planet, causing the coarse, blocked vibrations of old ingrained delusions and selfishness to be exposed and cleansed. Thus all anxieties, fears, and obsessions with self that obscure the light of spirit are necessarily surfacing in our lives and personalities today. And as we move towards the full light and higher vibrations of the inner Christed field, the effects of surfacing darkness will be experienced by greater numbers in increasing intensity, thus raising psychic tensions across the face of the planet. Though to humanity this may seem like a very bad time indeed, the forces of darkness, sensing the end of their rule, will then implement their final desperate attempts to reinforce humanity's concern for self, and thus its bondage to the world of duality. And these will be very trying times, during which much intelligent research, which we will post on our webpage, shows the possibility of global financial collapse, a false viral pandemic, and the declaration of martial law. There is also strong evidence that we will see the start of World War III, which seems will be sold to the world as a holy war. Gas prices will rise, and food and medicine will become extremely scarce. And thus with our dreams, ambitions, and our very lives under the potential threat of extinction, we will be coerced into making a choice, such as, would you agree to receive a microchip implant that will allow your movements and ID to be tracked, in exchange for food, money, medicine, and the right to continue working for our current system of governance and authority? Or would you rise up to oppose the system that you believe to be responsible for the state of the world? Or will you humbly acknowledge the part that we have all played in making this world what it is and seek another way? Though to anyone who has not done the research, the possibilities presented herein might seem like a sensationalist Hollywood film, there are indications that the storyline will get even more unusual. Some research even indicates that the drama that is being played out on Earth will be brought to its dualistic extreme when, amidst all the war, death, pestilence, and famine, the forces of darkness stage a false second coming of a Christ figure. This event, referred to in the Bible as the false rapture, will display signs and wonders so great as to deceive, if that were possible, even the elect. It is thought by some that this second coming might resemble the Bible's version of the fall of Babylon, as portrayed in the book of Revelation, while others believe that it could be staged to look like the arrival of a benevolent alien race, who, forming links with our world governments, popular spiritual leaders, and movie stars, would perform miracles and tender promises to ease the pains of humanity by whisking the elect, or chosen ones, away to safety, thus saving them from the dark evil of the world. All those who have chosen in fear to leave the earth and avoid facing the darkness and reconciling the duality within themselves will have missed the opportunity for deliverance that will come at the moment of the true and blessed return. Again, it is impossible for us to know what the moment of return will look like. But respecting the power of story and imagination as the means by which we may navigate the unknown, we offer the following with the intention of inspiring people to empty their cups of what they believe is true in order to allow for the inpouring of new revelations. That said, it is widely accepted in both the realms of science and spirituality that the human body, comprised mostly of water, is a conductor of sound, light, and information, all of which travel through our bodies as vibrations. Aware of this, we may now imagine that as the higher vibrations of the Christ consciousness move through us, they will cause our bodies to resonate with their frequency. Thus, as our vibrations rise and match the never-before experienced frequency levels of the cosmic rays, we will be able to perceive higher levels of the electromagnetic spectrum, at which point we will be able to perceive all of the sounds, images, and entities that exist within our newly achieved range of frequency. Vibrating at this level, the spirits of the dead may be seen and heard, rising to meet the coming dawn, as humanity expands its senses and consciousness to perceive the forgotten fifth element of ether, that which connects us all. Here, too, we may perceive the parallel realms of the astral planes and share encounters with mythical beings, all of whom will attend us and the rest of humanity as our increasing frequency brings us all closer to a collective experience of oneness. As we reach the peak of frequency, the voices of others that we have begun to hear in our heads will rise in numbers and climax at the point when we hear all the thoughts of creation and experience all actions as if they were our own. So too may it seem like all the events of these lives are happening at once, and that all places are this place. As one may imagine, this expanded perspective of oneness could be quite an intense experience. And for those who choose to hold on to their knowledge of what is and is not possible, such events will threaten to shatter their psyches, as every sense is simultaneously overloaded. Thoughts of good or evil will give rise to those of their dualistic opposites and attract like energies that further threaten the traveler's ability to stay safe and sane. And here we will have a choice, to either clutch to the banks of that raging river and be dashed against the rocks, or to simply let go and surrender to the roar and the flow. Some will try to hide from this experience. Some will try to escape it. Some will welcome it, some will recognize it, and some will have known all their lives that the end would be like this, exactly like this. As the truth of oneness, followed by divine love, returns to our ailing planet, those who love the truth and who are therefore consecrated to serving the truth without compromise or self-concern will greatly rejoice at the shattering of the illusion of separation. And when at long last humanity is awakened to its oneness with the earth and all living things, we will raise our voices as one and join the eternal song of the universe. Have faith, for we are awakening as one.
that's looking back at you. Ooh. Ooh.
Excellent. Just do it again. I love it.